From retard to remarkable, shattering labels and unleashing your inner wonderful welcome, dreamers, fighters, and believers. Today, we're diving deep into a story that will challenge everything you thought you knew about potential, perseverance, and the power of the human spirit. We're here to explore the extraordinary journey of Wonderful Davidson, a woman whose very name embodies the essence of her incredible life story. Wonderful Davidson isn't just a successful entrepreneur and author, she's a living, breathing testament to the indomitable human spirit. Her journey from being labeled a retard to becoming a beacon of hope and inspiration is nothing short of miraculous. But more than that, it's a wake up call for all of us, a resounding reminder that we have the power to rewrite our own stories no matter what label society tries to stick on us. Now, you might be thinking, oh, great, another rags to riches story. What's new? But hold on to your seats, folks, because Wonderful's tale is about to take you on a roller coaster ride of emotions, challenges, and triumphs that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about human potential. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? Picture this: a young girl, bright eyed and full of dreams, sitting in a classroom. But instead of encouragement, she's met with a label that would crush most spirits: retard. Now, I don't know about you, but that word makes my blood boil. It's a term loaded with ignorance, prejudice, and limitations. But for young Wonderful, it was just Tuesday. But wait, it gets better or worse, depending on how you look at it. At the tender age of 9, Wonderful was diagnosed with hip dysplasia. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with this condition, imagine your hip joint deciding it doesn't want to play ball anymore. It's painful, it's limiting, and for a child, it's downright terrifying. Wonderful had to endure not one but 2 surgeries. Can you imagine? Most of us throw in the towel when we get a paper cut. But this young girl was facing surgeries that would make grown adults quake in their boots. Now, here's where things get interesting. Most people, when faced with this double whammy of challenges, would understandably curl up into a ball and call it quits. But not our Wonderful. Oh no, she looked at these obstacles and said, is that all you've got? She met these challenges head on, armed with an unwavering faith in herself and a determination that would make a bull look indecisive. But let's pause for a moment and consider something crucial. Wonderful story isn't just about individual triumph. It's a stark reminder of the importance of early diagnosis and treatment, especially when it comes to conditions like hip dysplasia. Imagine how different her story might have been if her condition had gone undetected or untreated. It's a wake up call for all of us to be more aware, more proactive about our health and the health of those around us. Now, back to our heroine. Picture this: Wonderful, sitting in her 7th grade classroom, probably doodling in her notebook or daydreaming about a world where labels don't exist. In walks Mrs. Donahue, her teacher, with an offer that would change everything. Wonderful, she says. We'd like to mainstream you into 2 regular classes, but if you mess up, we'll remove you from those classes. Now, let me tell you, if someone had said that to me at that age, I'd have been shaking in my boots. The fear of failure, of confirming everyone's low expectations, it would have been paralyzing. But our Wonderful, she looked Mrs. Donahue straight in the eye and said, oh no, I would not mess up. And let me tell you, she didn't just keep her word, she blew it out of the water. This moment, this exchange is so much more than just a conversation between a teacher and a student. It's a pivotal point that teaches us about the power of belief, both in ourselves and from others. Mrs. Donahue's offer wasn't just about classes, it was a lifeline, a recognition of potential that others had overlooked. And Wonderful's response, it wasn't just a promise, it was a declaration of war against every limitation that had ever been placed on her. Throughout that year, Wonderful attacked her studies with a ferocity that would make a lion look lazy. The result? She didn't just pass those classes, she aced them, earning an A and a B. Now, for some of you overachievers out there, you might be thinking, big deal, I get straight A's all the time. But remember where Wonderful started. This wasn't just academic success. This was a middle finger to every person who had ever doubted her. But Wonderful wasn't content with just proving people wrong once. Oh no, she was just getting started. The following year, based on her stellar performance, she was recommended to continue in those advanced classes. And did she rest on her laurels? Not a chance. She graduated from junior high school with a Medal of Honor for her exceptional grades. Let that sink in for a moment. From retard to Medal of Honor. That's not just progress, That's a complete rewriting of the script. It's like going from being the water boy to winning the Super Bowl MVP in a single season. But Wonderful's academic journey was just beginning. In high school, she was nominated for Who's Who of Outstanding American Students. Not once, mind you, but twice. The same child who was once dismissed as incapable was now being recognized as one of the outstanding students in America. If that doesn't make you question every judgment you've ever made about someone's potential, I don't know what will. Wonderful's thirst for knowledge and self improvement didn't stop at high school. She went on to obtain an AA degree in fine arts and a BA degree in communications. Today, she stands before the world not just as an academic success story, but as the CTO of Wonderful Unlimited Productions and the author of 2 books. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, that's great for her, but what does it mean for me? How can Wonderful's journey impact my life? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to get real. First off, Wonderful Story is a masterclass in resilience and determination. Life is going to throw curveballs at you. That's a given. For Wonderful, it was the cruel label of retard and the physical limitations of hip dysplasia. For you, it might be different obstacles, financial hardships, health issues, or societal prejudices. But here's the kicker: these challenges don't have to define you. They can be the very things that forge your character and fuel your determination to succeed. Wonderful didn't just overcome her challenges, she used them as stepping stones to greatness. When faced with the opportunity to join mainstream classes, she didn't shy away. She embraced it with open arms, determined to prove her worth. This teaches us a valuable lesson about facing our fears head on. Often it's the very things that scare us the most that have the potential to propel us towards our greatest achievements. Secondly, Wonderful Story highlights the crucial role that supportive figures play in our journey to success. Mrs. Donahue, by offering Wonderful the chance to join mainstream classes, provided more than just an educational opportunity. She offered belief, support, and a chance to rewrite the narrative that had been imposed on Wonderful. This underscores the importance of surrounding ourselves with people who believe in us, who see our potential even when we might not see it ourselves. It also challenges us to be that supportive figure for others. Who in your life might be waiting for that word of encouragement, that opportunity to prove themselves? How can you be the Mrs. Donahue in someone else's story? But let's be clear. While support from others is invaluable, Wonderful Story also teaches us about the power of self-belief. When Mrs. Donahue presented the opportunity, it was Wonderful who seized it with both hands. It was Wonderful who put in the hard work, who pushed through the challenges, who refused to let her past define her future. This brings us to the third crucial lesson from Wonderful's journey: the transformative power of education and personal development. Wonderful didn't stop at proving she could succeed in mainstream classes. She continued to push herself, to learn, to grow. From junior high to high school to college and beyond, she used education as a tool to expand her horizons and redefine her possibilities. In today's rapidly changing world, this lesson is more relevant than ever. The ability to learn, to adapt, to continuously improve ourselves is not just an advantage, it's a necessity. Wonderful's journey from being labeled as incapable to becoming a CEO and author is a powerful reminder that education, in all its forms, is a key that can unlock doors we never even knew existed. Now, let's talk about something that's often overlooked when we discuss success stories like Wonderful's: the role of faith and inner strength. Throughout her journey, Wonderful leaned on her faith, drawing strength and confidence from her belief in a higher power. This spiritual dimension of her story reminds us of the importance of having a source of inner strength, something to hold on to when the external world seems to be against us. For Wonderful, this was her religious faith. For you, it might be a different form of spirituality, a personal philosophy, or a set of core values. The key is to have something that anchors you, that gives you strength and purpose beyond the immediate challenges you face. Wonderful Story also challenges us to rethink our understanding of disability and limitation. Her experience with hip dysplasia could have been just another obstacle, another reason to give up. Instead, it became part of her journey of resilience. This aspect of her story highlights the importance of early diagnosis and treatment in conditions like hip dysplasia. Imagine how different Wonderful Story might have been if her condition had gone undiagnosed or untreated. This reminds us of the importance of advocating for our health and the health of those around us. It's a call to action to raise awareness about conditions like hip dysplasia, to push for early screening and intervention, and to support those who are facing similar challenges. But perhaps the most powerful aspect of Wonderful's story is how it challenges our perceptions of what's possible. How many times have we limited ourselves because of what others have told us? How often have we accepted labels or judgments without questioning them? Wonderful's journey from being labeled a retard to becoming a successful entrepreneur and author is a resounding call to question these limitations, to challenge these labels, and to dare to dream bigger. As I share Wonderful's story with you today, I want you to think about your own life. What labels have been placed on you that you've accepted without question? What limitations have you internalized that might be holding you back? As a wonderful story invites us to examine these beliefs and to challenge them. Are you, like Wonderful was, facing a pivotal moment of opportunity? Maybe it's a chance to further your education, to start a new career, or to take on a challenge that scares you. Wonderful's response to Mrs. Donahue, "Oh no, I would not mess up," is a powerful example of how to approach these moments. It's about making a commitment to yourself, about believing in your ability to rise to the challenge. Or perhaps you're in a position to be someone else's Mrs. Donahue. Is there someone in your life, a child, a colleague, a friend, who needs that vote of confidence, that opportunity to prove themselves? Wonderful story reminds us of the profound impact we can have on others' lives simply by believing in them and giving them a chance. Now, as we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a challenge. This isn't just a feel good story to make you smile and then forget. No, this is a call to action, a rallying cry for change, both in your own life and in the world around you. First, I challenge you to identify a limitation or label in your life that you've accepted without question. It might be something someone told you years ago or a belief you've held about yourself for as long as you can remember. Once you've identified it, I want you to challenge it. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Ask yourself, is this really true, or is it just a story I've been telling myself? And then I want you to take one concrete step to prove that limitation wrong. Second, I challenge you to be someone's Mrs. Donahue. Look around you. Who in your life needs a word of encouragement, a vote of confidence, or an opportunity to prove themselves? Reach out to them. Offer that support. Be the catalyst for someone else's transformative journey. Remember, the person you uplift today could be the one who changes the world tomorrow. Finally, I challenge you to commit to your own growth and development, whether it's furthering your education, learning a new skill, or working on personal development. Take a concrete step towards expanding your own possibilities. Remember, as Wonderful Story shows us, education and personal growth are powerful tools for transforming our lives. Wonderful Davidson's journey from being labeled a retard to becoming a successful CEO and author is more than just an inspiring story. It's a challenge to each of us to rethink what's possible in our own lives. It's an invitation to question the labels and limitations we've accepted, to seek out supportive figures and be that support for others, and to commit ourselves to continuous growth and development. As we close, I want you to remember this. You are not defined by the labels others put on you. You are not limited by your current circumstances. Like Wonderful, you have within you the power to rewrite your story, to challenge expectations, and to achieve things beyond your wildest dreams. All it takes is faith, determination, and the courage to take that first step. The world is waiting for your unique brand of Wonderful. It's time to unleash it. It's time to shatter those labels, to break free from those limitations, and to show the world what you're truly capable of. Your journey to becoming wonderful in your own unique way starts now. The question is, are you ready to embrace it? Remember, in the grand story of your life, you are both the author and the main character. It's time to write a chapter that will leave the world in awe. It's time to be wonderfully, unapologetically, spectacularly you. Now go out there and show the world what you're made of. Your stage is set, your audience is waiting, and your moment is now. It's time to be wonderful.